I'm not, as someone who as someone who believes is a streamer, you know, or carry yourself as a streamer, most times you are supposed to be active, whether I like it or not. As someone who is a streamer, I'm supposed to be active most time, but I'm not. Why? Is because, man, it's just crazy because I don't like the energy I have around me. And at the moment, the people who I have around, sometimes it takes them 12 p.m. to leave the house, and then I might go to sleep back because what do I really do? So many people call themselves introverts just to make it as an excuse. But to me, I don't believe there will be a girl who is an introvert like me. So many people call themselves introvert. It's a lie. I mean, I'm a full introvert. People know me as a full introvert. I don't have friends. If you're an introvert like me, then your life is gone. I just finished waking up. Today, I had to refill my gas. I did recently. I woke up on time today. I washed my clothes. Our, water is actually not working well. If you saw one in Nigeria, you'd know what pumping machine is. So at the moment, it's actually faulty. This is one of the reasons I'm tired. My spirit, my soul is tired of this house. There's nothing fun about this house. I should be streaming maximum twice a day. Probably in the morning. I'm still trying to figure it out. Morning, evening, then night. Like, just find some best time to stream. Can you guys see the way I'm cleaning my shoe? This is the way I clean my shoe all the time. Acting like a big boy in the gym. Then at home, I'm not all that. This is the same thing to some girls out there who will be like, I'm an angel. I deserve princess treatment, but they are not all that. Guy, my body shape is really killing me. Well, I have to look at it because I have no choice. I work so hard for it. When you see gym bros looking at themselves in the mirror, flexing their muscle, when you see people doing like this, what's up? I see your chat. I'm getting used to how I want to try calling you guys chat, but I'm not used to it at the moment. Saying what's up, chat. I'm not used to it at the moment. I'm still doing my best to call you this thing. When you see people who goes to the gym and flex their muscle, at some point, when I was not going to the gym, then I could not relate. But if it's someone who goes to the gym for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. If it was easy, everybody out there will be doing it. So it is not easy. If it was easy, everybody will be doing it. This is why these people flex their muscle, and it is because they work so hard to get what they work for. And you see, I told you guys in the video I posted on my channel, you guys would compare the way my body is at the ending of this month. Imagine till December how shape I would look. Good 6 packs. Yes, good. It is good 6 packs. But the crazy thing is, if I was eating healthy, when I mean eating healthy, randomly or to everybody, I would say there are some things you should not be eating. I don't know, depending on the country watching from. Noodles, you should not be eating noodles. Spag, no, what am I saying? Spag, noodles, probably gari. There's this thing called, gari that I drink. There's some specific milk I should not be drinking because it causes fat. What's up? What's up? I see your high. It causes fat. But still, I eat this thing because of what I can afford. If I was eating healthy, I would have aggressive cuts. You guys know what aggressive cuts is? I would have aggressive cuts if I was eating healthy. In my gym, I'm from Nigeria. What's up? In my gym, I'm seeing you guys start. What's up? In my gym, do you know what people call me? Six packs Lord. I do packs every single day. Every single day. But now I'm starting to take a break. I don't even feel pain no more when I do 6 packs. There are people in my gym who do 6 packs just twice a week. Twice a week or probably once a week. Once they do their 6 packs, they feel pain. But for me, I don't feel pain no more. Even sometimes, I have to take break. Probably, 4 days break. I can't even take a week break from not doing packs. I don't like it. In fact, I feel my stomach is not as good as before again because I'm not eating the right meal. And I don't blame myself. It is money. This is my shoe I'm going to gym. Imagine outside, when I'm in the gym, I act like big boy. But when I'm at home, I'm not all that at all. Honestly, I'm not that boy. Why would I be cleaning my... Do people clean their shoe this way? I don't know, but to me, this is where I think I'll be going to the gym by 5. Today is actually a leg day, and it's crazy I can't, stream at my gym at the moment because nobody is going to place the camera away. So if not, today we train like we are in a military zone because it is leg day. And leg day is very, very tough, and it's actually one of the hardest programs at the gym. Damn, I'm sorry if you don't go to the gym, you can't relate. I'm sorry because you can't compare me to someone who has never been to the gym. And I know there are people out there with this kind of mindset. You need to have money, big muscle can't do anything. But I hope you can actually get the two. If you train 2 times a week, it is enough. Trust me, if you go to the gym, have this kind of muscle, you flex it if possible. And I can't wait to... Is it summertime? Is that how the people talk about it? Yeah, summertime. Imagine being at the gym with a short. You see the way my body is. I'm still trying to work on my leg, but it's actually different from the way it was before. I'll have some serious cuts on my leg. Then when I'm in the gym, I don't have to do too much. I don't have to carry myself like someone who is just going to the gym. When I'm at the beach, I'm just going to be on short, then move this way. Then your girlfriend will be the one to speak for herself, not me. I'm sorry. I don't do people's wife, but your girlfriend will be the one to speak for herself. If she likes a guy with a muscle and money in bank account. The only thing I don't have right now is a good bank account. So best part of waking up, There's nothing fun about it. The only best thing, fun thing about waking up early is, I did everything I was supposed to do today. And for a long time, today was actually the first day, like, I wake up to, like, clean the house. Like, I woke up around 6. I don't know why. Probably because I've not cooked for a very long time, so I had to clean up. Then I went to get some pepper. Then I cook. I really did not like the food I cooked. Honestly, it was not sweet. It was actually waste of energy. Bro, I had about 17 people watching. Now you guys just disappear on me. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. I know who I be. I know who I be. Ah, bro. But seriously, wait, everyone is saying good 6 packs. Is that the only thing you see here, 6 packs? This is called hard work, man. That is called hard work. But God forbid, God forbid. I don't want people to just know me as Jim Bro alone. Imagine you someone, though when I see, there are some people I see at the gym who is only at the gym 247. As much as, I love what it means to work out, at the same time, I don't want to be known as that broke gym bro. Because what's the point of being at the gym 24/7? And people with their lifestyle, there are people who don't want to do salary work out there, but at the same time, like, as long as people are surviving every day, waking up, you don't beg from anybody, you're still surviving, because there are people who go out every single day and work. Still, they don't have an house of their own. They can't even, give their girl the, right amount of money. But I don't just want to be that gym guy who is actually broke as fuck. No, I don't want to be that gym bro who is broke as fuck, because it is not a good thing. Well, you might be in shape, on a long run, but what's the point if you are broke and you are in shape? You know, I don't want to be known for that. That's nonsense. It is embarrassing. Imagine you don't have money but you're in good shape. It's actually not a problem. There has to be something you love too, but being broke is not my thing. Because the way people will be seeing you, even me, there are sometimes I just go to the gym when I don't have money, I'll be like, steady, you're just going to the gym every single day, and you don't have any money on you. It's unnecessary. Is this the life you want? It's actually not easy, but like I said, I love being in shape, and I'm still a nuzzler. I'm doing something. But most people won't see it that way. Once you go to the gym every day, mostly if you're in Africa, they see you very jobless. That's the way people see it. They ask why you go to the gym, and I don't even pray I stop going to the gym, because I can have 22,000 in my account, and I'm ready to like give 20K out just for my subscription, without even knowing what I will hit throughout the week. That's how much I love it. And probably it's because I've come so far now, and I've done things I believe I will not be able to do. Even when people think this guy would leave the gym, I was trying to build a relationship with one girl early this year at the gym. Then, for some reason, it did not work. I was even glad it did not work. But I remember the way she used to call me lazy boy. So all those things and getting in shape, I don't want to lose it, because it's a big effort. It's something I put the work into. And there was a time, if you've never been to the gym, there's one thing, only if you have a big belly, like it's actually big to the extent that you feel it is killing you, or you don't like it, you get. There was a time before I get to the gym, I had belly. Most girls that know me, even my brother girlfriend, she saw my belly and was like, nigga, you had belly. And then I see it as a problem, but not to that extent. But the moment I start going to the gym and I lose my belly fat, now I still, like I said, I want to be on 2%. low body fat. But now that I notice I've actually lose my belly again, and I've lose my belly fat. When I look at my picture, my old picture and my recent picture, there's one question I keep asking myself: how the fuck were you cool with this big stomach you used to have in the past? How the fuck were you cool? And this is some same guy. See, there's no remedy to keep a relationship if you're a guy in a relationship. There's no remedy. But there's just some things I can actually say. Just have it. Just be able to do stuff like this. If you are able to do stuff like this, it does not matter if any girl leave you, you would still you still find someone else. But one thing is, stop thinking you'll be a guy. You're not really in good shape. When I mean in good shape, just look at yourself like, are you in love with your body? Some guys will have big belly. And low key, you'll be thinking your girl loves you for who you are. Like, who the fuck are you for you to feel she loves you? So you think she will see someone who is in shape, like, let me still use Mexia an example. That's my guy. When you look at Messi, he does not really work out like Ronaldo when it comes to the way he built his body. But a girl can't see someone like Ronaldo, Messi with good shape, and you think you have a big belly as a guy, and you think your girl loves you for who you are. Who are you? Who do you think you are that she loves you for? Who are you? So many guys are always in their head. How would she love you? Okay, you think as a guy now, you think I don't want to know how good my girl has this girl has a good attitude. Even if she has a good attitude, do you think if I was to pick genuinely, if it's not what this generation have turned into, do you think I would pick a girl with big belly, or a girl who does not have a good shape to a girl who has a good shape? How on earth will I do that? And so you have to work on yourself, work on your body. Like, even if you can't do all these things, if you can't even go to the gym, just wake up every single day. Do the difficult stuff. When you wake up every day, just do like 5, 10, 100 push-up. You can't do it at once, though. Even me myself at the moment, I can't do. The highest I can do, if I was to struggle with push-ups, and I still don't have the endurance of draining myself to that level, because I hate push-up a lot. I hate it. I do it every day. It is one of the things I used to boost my channel. But as I hate push-up, but I just keep doing it. I hate it. I wish you know how much I hate push-up. I can't explain how much I hate push-up, but I keep doing it. This is why there's a probability I can do 40, which I've done before. But I hate draining myself to that extent. So sometimes I just make sure I do like 30, maximum 30 straight. Remember, I started from like 10 push-up, 12 at once. That was what I can do at once. I can do 35, and it took me like 6 months before I can improve. And I should be stronger than that. You get, by now, I believe I should be able to do 70 push-ups straight, 100 straight. But I work out a lot. I don't just do push-up. I work out on most of my colleagues at the gym. I touch every sport in my body. Like for a whole week, I touch every sport. I make sure I work out, leg day twice a day, chest day twice a day, back day twice a day. I work on here twice a day. You get my shoulder. I just make sure I do all these things twice a day. So there's a way, I work out. In my mind, I have the note. So you see all these things. But if you're someone who can't you don't have to go to the push-up. In fact, there are some people I feel I see on social media who just work out at home. It's crazy. If you can do 100 push-up, squat, do all this thing every day, and work on your abs, trust me, you would like it. I've never seen someone in shape who regrets being in shape. That's just the problem. I will never see someone in shape who will say I regret being in shape. And I've never seen someone who have never exercised before. People who have never worked out before, probably you've never worked out before, and at some point in your life you start working out, and you come out to the public and say, the biggest mistake I ever did was to work out. It is not possible. I've never heard it before. Because when you look at your recent picture to your past, truth be told, the statement that will be coming out from your mouth was, I think I love who I'm becoming. Have you seen a girl? If you let me tell you something. The dumbest thing I've ever seen a nigga doing is at the gym is paying for your girl gym section, and you don't go to the gym. If you don't like the girl, it is cool from my side. But let me tell you something. Only if the girl choose not to be serious at the gym. Like, she's someone who there are pretty girls I know at the gym that There are niggas when they pay for the gym. Sometimes it's not even the guys that is taking them serious. Sometimes they just use it as a way to build multiple guys that that is interested in them. But if you are dating, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a relationship with a girl that goes to the gym and you don't go to the gym, just know you are doing something wrong. Only there's a way you work on your exercise, you get, but you can't be paying for a girl gym section and you don't go to the gym. That's your greatest mistake, because now she knows what it means to be a gym girl. She knows the struggle, and trust me, on a long run, in her mind, she would like to be with someone who work out than someone who do not work out. If your girl works out, trust me, in her mind, she would, really like to be with guys who work out. Why would she not be with guys who work out? Why would she want to, like, choose guys who do not work out over you? It is not possible. Be in good shape, guys. And I wish there's some stuff I wish to, like, say on here. There's some stuff I wish to, like, say, but I'm worried about what YouTube. I'm worried about my account. I'm careful at the moment. I don't want to lose my account. I don't know the way YouTube work. I'm still making my research. There's things I wish I can actually say to enlighten guys here, but I'm scared, man. To my guys out there, I want to tell guys this thing, and this thing is really compulsory. It is killing most guys. If you're a guy who play with yourself a lot, I wish everybody can stop this thing. I wish I can only relate. I can only tell people out because I'm a guy. Because imagine if you're someone who is beating yourself, who is beating your mates. I just hope this is something I can talk about on YouTube. There are so many guys who play with their mates here, but I want to tell you, in the long run, people play with their mates for different reasons. You get, some people, they don't look good. Some people, they don't have choice. Some people, they don't have luck when it comes to girls. Do you get what I'm saying? Some people don't have luck when it comes to girls. Some people, girls do reject them. Some people, they are not financially stable. This is why girls reject them, and this is why some people don't have girls. And I don't know. And there are some people that they are lucky to have girls, but they just still beat their mates. But your worst mistake as a guy is to be beating your mates, because on the long run, now imagine you're in your 20s and you beat your mate so bad. There's how active you would be. You start being that way. I'm just telling you for a fact. And this is something, I'm just glad, like I said, I'm better than I used to be yesterday. And this is one of the discipline I started doing. Mostly when I work out, I just realized, see, most people who beat their meat, if you beat it, there's you in your mind, you will know there's something you lose from yourself. You would really know there's something you lose from yourself. How would you know? Because there's a way you'll be attracted to girls and you just realize the energy is no more there anymore. And imagine, some people, there are people out there who they don't really, like, get hard like that, like get hard to that extent, anymore. There are guys in their 20s who do not really get hard. Some people don't even have money. When a guy wakes up in the morning, you are supposed to get this hard stuff. You're still supposed to get hard. Most guys don't get hard. I'm talking about most guys. I'm not talking about everybody anymore. And there are guys who still get hard, but not very hard, because as a guy, there's a way you're supposed to get hard. Probably 3 times a week, probably every time if you're lucky enough. You're supposed to get out to the extent where you, like, look yourself, you be like, nigga, don't cut into pieces. So I'm just saying, and this thing, most guys don't take it serious. They like, but do their meat very well. It is not good, because just imagine you in your 20s and there's some energy you've lose. You realize your engine is not as active as it used to be. How would you be in your 40s when because most of us we don't know. Well, there are people going through it now in their 40s. There are people who are not in their 40s, yes, and they go through this thing. But just imagine how life would be for you when, and as much as I feel I don't know what it means to be 40. We know people, we've seen people who are old and they were once younger, they were once as young as us, and and we can't, the same energy we have in our 20s, it's not possible we have that same energy in our 40s again. And just imagine, what would you do back then? So if you're beating your mates now, man, I'm telling you, there are some niggas out there who is still in their 20s, and in your 40s you'll be completely useless. You won't even be able to keep a woman anymore. Serious, there are niggas going through this, beating your mate. And me, what I'm just going to advise niggas, on a long run, just look at how your life would be in 40 years if you're someone who beats your mate. And that would be the best life, worst life you regret. Mostly when you have money as a nigga. What's the point of having money and your other life is actually not good when it comes to girls? Like I said, there's no remedy to keep a woman. You get? But at the same time, you have to be healthy when it comes to this kind of things. If there's one advice I'll give to everybody out there, stop just beating your meat. It is draining. Let me tell you something. There's a bond you feel when with a girl. Yes, people say I can talk from experience, but I know people who they're like meat is really, really, really dead. I know people who their meat is really dead. When I mean really dead, when they are with some other gender, and when you see the way their stuff is, it is not as active as it should be. When your thing, probably your thing, this is how it's supposed to be, but now it's actually like this. When you're with a girl, and there are people out there who can't stop beating their meat. You see, there was a time I used to be that kind of nigga, but me, I understand there are people who, I know guys who, the only reason why they are doing that's why you see some big celebrity these days, when they become famous, they just keep coming out there to tell people, don't beat your meat again, don't beat your meat. And people have different reasons why they are beating their meat. I'm going to tell you that some people are not in a good condition, some people are ugly as fuck, some people don't have choice when it comes to girls, some girls reject them, some guys are not good financially. I don't know, everybody with different experience, and is what is. But some people is just an addict. Some people has girls, and they still do this thing, bro. Like, it is not worth it. It is not worth it. It is draining, because I've not seen someone who beats themselves for like 20 years, beat their mate for 10 years. Trust me, you can't be out as LD as you used to be. And the worst mistake is, for that kind of people, is at some points getting married, thinking your girl loves you for who you are, and you're not healthy when it comes to that kind of level, man. In your 40, you'll just be a useless guy. Mostly if you have money in your bank account. What's the point of having money? And you're not good when it comes to that part as well. That would be the worst decision. And when I think about my future the most, when I think about my future, there's already so much reason why I feel I should stop beating myself. I should stop beating my meat when I look into my future, because nigga, I could tell I just have this confidence, I have a bright future. And what's the point? Even if I can't keep a girl, even if a girl can't stay with me, because you might have all these things, and your guest choose to, like, I won't even say leave it, because with my experience, all the girls I've ever loved and love me, none of them have ever leave me. But one thing I know about girls is they can cheat on you, even if you are all that, even if you are that guy. Because I used to see myself as that guy, whether I like it or not. And lucky enough, most of my, girls, most of the girls I used to say, like, who really love me, who are really into me, and I'm really into it, has been two. In my life, I've been with more than just two girls, but the two girls I've ever been with, even other girls I've ever been with, the only why they choose not to be serious with me is because they feel I'm a playboy. And like I said, it's not that I'm a playboy, but you know dating some people, the moment there are just some girls, when you see them, you just know, after I don't know if it's a gift. I just know, dating this kind of girl, if I should take her serious, I'm just getting myself into a serious mess that, like, stuff like this is going to happen eventually. I can't control it. So when I start dating this kind of girls, there's a reason why I don't take them serious. So at some point, they just know. Even if a girl chooses to ignore the red flag, if a girl chooses to ignore the red flag, at some point, everyone have been with someone who likes them. You get, so as long as they've been with someone who like them, you know it costs nothing. So all these girls at some points they know. So I'm not gonna talk about, but at the same time, they did not leave me because they want to leave me because I'm not that guy. They just choose to, because when someone don't like you, whether they are good looking, whether they are responsible or not, when someone do not like you, at some point you would have to leave. It is common sense. So this is why most of these girls leave, and I never have a problem with that because I know at some point they'll live with the kind of attitude I have. And when I don't like a girl, you might choose to ignore the red flag. I know people who I don't like who have been with me. I will even say for 9 months, 6 months, girls. But at some point, girls have option. Girls have option. When you see a good looking girl, girls have for option more than boys. Sometimes, the guys coming to her might not be as good looking as me. Am I good looking like that? No, I'm not gonna act that. But I'm just saying girls have option. And as long as you have option, that's the most. They don't have to be good looking than me. But as long as there are people dying in your DM, if you're chasing someone for too long, I realize I have about 8 people, 6 people dying in my DM. Trust me, she would leave at some point because she just realized, why am I chasing someone when there are people who can chase me? So, and she realizing I don't like her. So when it comes to those girls who end up leaving me, I don't blame them. But I'm talking about those people who we both like each other right from time. None of these girls have ever leave me. You get, and because of leave me, but a girl can always cheat on you, and there's nothing you can do about that. You can be the richest man in the world, you can be the thing, but when you know yourself, when a girl cheat on you, you just know at fault, and you are not that problem. And I've gotten to that stage where I believe a girl can cheat on you even when you have everything it takes to be a guy, because people don't talk about what it discipline means. Even not for you not to cheat as a any gender you are, for you not to cheat, it takes discipline for you not to cheat. People just talk about cheating like it is something easy. I don't believe you can be a good person. If someone should consider, let me tell you something. I have this mindset of cheating, but like I said, you need discipline if you're someone who do not want to cheat on your partner. But people is not cheating is not about being good or bad. I no one teach me how to cheat. Have I ever cheated on people before? Yes, I've cheated on them. But who teach me? Some people act like people teach them. As long as you've done a relationship before, and you've done what partners do. Trust me, you would crave for more. So the way I see cheating, people don't have to teach you. This thing is something you want to do, because sometimes you might ask yourself, if this person can give me this thing and it tastes this way, how will he feel, tasting someone much good looking than them, or someone who has better shape than them. This drive might be way different than the same thing. So cheating, when it comes to cheating, it's actually a different case. But as a guy, this conversation I'm actually getting into, the worst thing you can ever do is when your stuff out there is actually not active. You would hate yourself. It will be the worst life. It will be the law. Man, sometimes most guys out there don't know what girls do say low key. I've actually dated a girl before. I've been with her for like 1 year or 9 months. Will I call it a serious relationship? I would say, when I got this girl number back then, when I got her number back then, it was more about, when I got this girl number back then, it was more about she was not bad, you get, and I was just going on then. Then I'm not going to ask those periods too. Should I say I was going through a breakup? It was, but then it was going to break up because I realized one girl I was dating, there's this thing she did to me. There are, I'm still going to repeat this conversation, but it's just going to be in different way, in the future. But I meet this girl. I realized this girl was with someone else, but there was a way I was drained. I was drained then. I don't want to talk about it, but I just want to talk about how I met this girl. So I met this girl. When I was going, looking at her, she has that kind of, good looking, she's good looking. And I collected her number. For some reason, I never knew she had a boyfriend, but she had a boyfriend. But was it my business? She had a boyfriend, but I really do not know she has a boyfriend. She makes things easy for me. But in the long run, our boyfriend realized we were chatting together, and when our boyfriend realized we were chatting together, when our boyfriend find out, what's the time, When her boyfriend find out, for some reason, she did not let me know that her boyfriend find out. But I just realized her boyfriend, whenever, man, I'm scared of there's a limit to the stuff I can see on YouTube. So I realized her boyfriend took my number from her phone because her boyfriend, she's the kind of person who, her boyfriend checks her phone. So her boyfriend took her number from my phone. The guy tested me, and the first way I look at the guy, when the guy collected my number from, our girl's phone, his girl, bro. The guy collected my number from his girlfriend and he texted me, trying to ask how I met the girl. Why would you be a guy? Your girl is cheating on you, and the best thing to do is to text the other guy, asking who the girl is to you. So when the guy texted me, just because he feel his girl is doing something wrong, I know I've passed that stage because there are some things people don't have to teach you. You just have to have the sense. So when I realized this guy is texting me just because his girl is cheating, and me, I was not really into the girl. At the same time, the girl is someone I want, but probably not seeing serious like that. I did not reply the girl. Mostly, I was chatting with the girl till I was chatting with the guy till he sent me the girl's, picture. When he sent me the girl picture, it was like, do you know this girl? When he asked if I know the girl, I said yes. She said, where do I know her from? I don't think I replied, where do I know her from? It was just like, I was not like, no, I was like, why? Because it is done for you to ask me where I know the girl from. If she's your girl, if your girl is cheating on you, you should know it is your girl's fault, because even if she's a married woman, guys would ask her out. That's something you have no control over. Because if you choose your partner, there's a reason why you choose her, and billions of people out there will see the reason why they would only want to ask her out too. Bro, I'm going off soon. Bro, I'm sorry, I think I need to go off. My phone is at 2%. Much love, I love the energy, and we'll talk again tonight. My phone is at 2%, and it's so crazy I can't finish this conversation. But I would come back tonight after the gym. I'm getting in an hour's time. I'll be going to the gym, and yeah, I need to boost my phone for me to be able to for me to be able to come live tonight. So I'll be coming live maximum around 10 in Nigerian time, 10 9:30. But I'm glad people watch my channel, and